Hello, everybody. This is Cheryl Abram, and this is your Security in the Black, profitable cybersecurity news. I have some exciting stories tonight, okay? I've been running the YouTube streets, okay, looking for profitable content, all right, for the news, and I found some, okay? So I think you all are really going to enjoy what we talk about tonight, because I want this to be at least an hour. I want to give you an hour of news, some good stuff, okay? All right. Okay, so first in the news is Blacks in Cybersecurity. So if you're not subscribed to Blacks in Cybersecurity, go ahead and do that, all right? So they had some lightning talks, and they may still be going on, okay? So if you're interested in giving a talk on some topic, that you like related to cybersecurity, then go to their website, all right, and sign up for those talks. So there's just 15 minutes, no more than 15 minutes, and you have to record them, and you just send it to Blacks in Cybersecurity, okay? So I did one about human rights in cybersecurity, but here was a very, very interesting one by Xavier Palmer. It's called A Preview of the World of Bio Cybersecurity, okay? So bio cybersecurity is understanding and mitigating new biological security risks emerging at the interface between biosecurity and cybersecurity, okay? For example, the Center for Disease Control, okay, y'all know about the CDC in Atlanta. They have a branch called Viral Special Pathogens. Now, if you're familiar with movies like Contagion, Outbreak, I Am Legend, Z Nation, okay, you know, those kinds of movies, all right, where it's about viruses, doing what viruses do. So in that branch, the Viral Special Pathogens branch is where they have some of the deadliest viruses known to man. One of them is called Marburg hemorrhagic fever, where the symptoms are fever, rash, diarrhea, delirium, liver failure, massive hemorrhaging, and multi-organ dysfunction. If you catch this, if you get this virus, you have a 23 to 90% chance. Okay, so that's just an example of where bio cybersecurity would be. We don't want those getting out. Okay, so Xavier says in his presentation that he lists some threats, right, related to bio cybersecurity. So one can be a remote crafted, upgraded, and delivered virus. Okay, another is improved ransomware aided by biomimicry. Okay, so attackers would actually use the biomimetic process to make ransomware better for them, okay? And then undermining biometric authentication, right? So the way you get into your phone with your finger or your eye or whatever, okay? Undermining that. So he has some examples that he talks about in the video. And he says that bio cybersecurity is important because these kinds of threats more directly affect you as a person, okay? This ain't some, phishing thing or whatever. Some of the stuff he talked about was creating, now they've been testing this stuff, right, and seeing what they can do with it. So one of the things they created was some kind of malware that in real time would change what the technician would see on your CAT scan, okay, which is crazy. You know what I mean? So this is some serious stuff, all right? So this is a very, very interesting presentation that he did, okay? So that's on Blacks in Cybersecurity. So y'all go subscribe to Blacks in Cybersecurity. There's some really good stuff on there. All right, next in the news, techno chatter. All right, now techno chatter, I you know, I gotta be real here. That music in the background, I can't hear nothing. It was nice music. It was real nice. Okay, but I was like this on the thing. I couldn't hear you talk. Can you turn the volume down a little bit, please? Okay. So Techno Chatter has a video called "How Much Money I Get Paid in IT and How to Negotiate a Salary Offer in 2020." All right. So, oh, and before he started talking about it, he has something on his channel called a random question that I guess may or may not have anything to do with cybersecurity. But if you get the correct answer, he will he will Cash App or whatever you want money for lunch. Which I thought that was cool. That's really cool. Okay, so now I don't know if he does this all the time, but he did that in this video. Okay, so he has this random question that he asks. Okay, so Techno Chatter said that the first help desk role he had paid him $17 an hour, which is about $35,000 a year. Okay, but he said in that same job, somebody doing the same work he was doing for $17 an hour was getting paid $40 an hour, because he said he was a contractor and the contractor he was working for wasn't as good, as this other person. So, but anyway, he said from that job, he went on to make $48,000 a year. And his first security job, well, he said the job, he didn't say exactly how much he made. So I was like, anyway, he did say that he's making more than $70,000. Okay, so his first security job, he was making 70. Now he says he makes more than that. But he said he made 70 because he took the first offer, right? And that's something that people tell you really shouldn't do. Really don't take the first offer. But he gave some really good points on how to negotiate for a higher salary. All right. So one thing Techno Chatter said was, well, he said the first thing you need to do is assess your skills and compare it with the marketplace. Okay, so if you're a data administrator, how much do they typically get paid? What kind of skills do they have getting paid at that level? Now, what are your skills? Okay, and after that, he said the second thing is now have a salary range in mind when you talk to the people. Okay, don't just not be prepared and not know what you're going to take. Okay, the third one, he said, go ahead and practice asking for the salary you want. If you want to get $95,000 a year, then practice that with somebody. Have them say, well, I can only give you 80. Now, what are you going to say? What are you going to say? That's why you got to practice. And then let the employer or recruiter bring it up, he said. He said, don't bring it up. He said, sometimes the recruiter will bring it up first. They'll just start off like, all we got is this, okay? So you just take it or leave it, or you negotiate right there. But he said, wait until they bring it up. They'll just go up and this is how much I'm gonna get paid, right? So that's Techno Chatter. If you are not sub to him, go ahead and do it. Now, what I looked up was top paying cybersecurity jobs in 2020. So I'm gonna tell you the top 8 according to University of San Diego. And they used the, hey, Professor Black Ops, how you doing? They used the Bureau of Labor Statistics. They used that to help come up with these things, okay? So I'm gonna go from lowest to highest. Number 8, information security analyst is about $98,000 a year, okay? A penetration tester is up to 102,000. Well, no, it's 102,000 up to about 130,000. Okay, now this is in general, all right. For a cybersecurity manager or administrator, they get paid between 125,000 and 215,000. Okay, a cybersecurity architect is number 5. They get around 141,000 a year. Now this next one Surprised me. Okay. The next one, number 4, is a cybersecurity sales engineer. These are people who sell cybersecurity products. Now, I went and I found a job or an organization looking for a cybersecurity sales engineer. They don't need no Security Plus. They don't need no CISA, a CEA. They don't need none of that. But they do need to know how to market and sell, and they need to have some knowledge of information security. These people get paid between $180,000 and $220,000 a year to sell some cybersecurity products. Okay. Number 3 is a lead software security engineer. They get around $225,000. Now, if anybody in the chat get that much, go ahead and raise your hand, and so we can know if this stuff is, or if you have this role, not if you get this much. If you have this role, you know, and you banking like that, you know, kudos to you. Or let us know that's a damn lie. I'll get, you know, okay. Number 2, a CISO, a Chief Information Security Officer, can get around $500,000 a year. That's a lot. That's a lot, okay, because I've worked with a CISO or two, and okay, I ain't gonna. Let me just move on. The number 1, what do you call it? Profession, I guess, that gets paid in cybersecurity is bug bounty hunters, bug bounty researchers. They get a lot of money depending on what they find. So, but it says between $500,000 and $1 million. Okay. So again, that was Techno Chatter. Go ahead and check him out. Next in the news is ICS Gabe. Now, ICS Gabe, all I saw was 4 videos. Okay, I'm gonna need you to unlike Techno Chatter, I need you to pump up the volume a little bit, okay? So I can have something to choose from. But ICS Gabe has, the title of this video was ICS with Gabe Podcast Episode 2, ICS/OT Cybersecurity Certifications. Now, this was very interesting, and I liked the way he talks. Like he's very, so he started talking about personal stuff in the beginning, and then he went into, but he sounds like really personable, okay? Y'all go listen to him. Like I said, he only got 4 videos on there, so let's encourage him to put some more stuff up there. So he started talking about misconceptions about certifications, all right? He said, number 1, a certification will not guarantee you a job in your desired field, okay? So if somebody telling you that, that's not true, all right? Y'all, I got to make up. There you go, cake on here. Okay, blend it in. So that's the first misconception. Number 2, a certification does not prove that you know what you're doing, okay? That's number 2. Number 3, the certification is not equivalent to a degree. The 4th misconception, he said, gaining multiple certifications does not make you a subject matter expert or what's the other word he used? Something like that. It don't make you a subject matter expert, okay? Now, let me know if y'all agree with that or not, okay? So now he says, he's telling you something that certifications can do. Okay, now they can't do all those things, but they can do these, he said. He said, number 1, they can help you express your knowledge in a certain area. All right, like if you networking, you get the CCNA, then a hiring manager would say, okay, he or she has their CCNA, so they must know about networking, okay? He said it helps you bypass job posting filters. Now we know that those filters, they look for words and all sorts of things. So if you have it, you know, it'll help you to get through the filter of the job post. He also said they can be used as proof that you're a continual learner. All right. And he said a good, and I liked how he said this right here. He said, if you do have multiple certifications, you know, if you can like allow them to tell a story, okay, you know, and he said, just because you're interested in something, that don't mean you need a certification in it, you know. It's okay to be interested in something without paying $4, $5, $6, $7, $800 to get the certification, right? And he said, you know, let your certs tell a story. Don't just be all over the damn place. Okay, tell an actual story with the things that you have. But this is true for all professions. Okay, now I like a lot of what he said, but it's true for not just cybersecurity. This is everywhere. Okay, so let me tell you, this is what I looked up. So you can really get a cert for any damn thing. Okay, anything, I'm telling you. There is a $1,050 certification to become a certified happiness coach. All right, if you're interested in that. You can pay $3,600 for a leadership certification, which I think is the most ridiculous thing ever. Okay, certified to be a leader. That makes no sense to me at all. And you can also pay $299 to be a body language, to get a body language certification. Now this one, I can buy into that, because do y'all remember that movie? Not movie, it was a series, I think it was on Netflix. It was called Lie to Me. I love that damn series. I'm so sorry they stopped making that. You know, that was a really, really good show. But it was about this guy, like he worked, you know, in the government or something. And they would call him in when they had suspects for questioning, because he was able to see beyond the words. Okay, and he could look for micro expressions to see if a person was lying or not. You know, it was fascinating, and that's an actual thing. Like, there are people who actually do that, and that's actually something, you know, I would love to learn. I got no certification in it, but I would really love to learn that kind of stuff. I think that's amazing. And so I went even further. Y'all know I don't come to you with no trash. Okay, I do my research. Okay, so in the Journal of Frontiers in Psychology, there's a study called Deception as a Derived Function of Language. And it says some research, listen at this, some research suggests that the primary biological function of language is to deceive and selfishly manipulate social competitors. So in theory, every time you open your mouth, you lie. Okay? In theory, all right, right now, okay, I'm lying. I'm lying in your faces. That's what, look, I didn't write it, okay? The journal, the researchers say, it's suggested, okay? And which is, and I remember reading something else about that. It was something like humans and primates are like the only, something, I'm not going to say, but it was related to this, okay? But that's very interesting. Anyway, go ahead and sub to ICS Gabe. Like he's got some the 4 videos are really nice. So let's crank them out. ICS Gabe. All right, next in the news, we're gonna go to the motherland. Yes, we are. We're gonna go to the Experts Corner, hosted by Miss Veronica Rose from Kenya. Okay. Now, about this little sidebar. I don't know, it's been a while. It's been like 10 years. No. Like 8 years ago, I went to Tanzania. Okay. So I was married to a man who was Tanzanian. And me and my son, we went over there to visit. Okay. Because, you know, I was married. I pretended to like him, wives, they try to do, all that. So I was like, okay, I'll go. I did not want to go to Africa. Listen, I didn't want to go. Like, for what? Okay. But, anyway, so I packed, me and my son, we got the shots. You got to get the malaria shot and the pills and all that stuff before you go. We got the passports, all that. So we get on the plane, okay, from, I don't know if we flew out of Baltimore or DC, whatever. It had to be one international thing, something. Maybe it was Reagan. And we had a layover in England. What is the name of that airport? Heathrow. We had a 14-hour layover. I was so upset. I knew it was going to be a 14-hour layover. So I got a yotel over here before I left. I said, well, let me get a yotel, okay, which is like a pod. They describe it as like a pod you can go and sleep in, for those hours. I'm like, okay, good. I reserved the yotel. Me and my baby, we get to Heathrow after flying forever, all right? I find out I got to leave the airport through the international thing, to get to the yotel, which means the next day I'm like, what the hell? I thought that, I thought it was inside the airport, which would make sense. I was pissed. Like, I really was. It was just terrible, So I did that. So finally, after 14 damn hours, we get on the plane and, to go to Tanzania. Okay, we're going to Dar es Salaam, which is the capital city in where we're going to Dar es Salaam. Okay, let me just say that. We finally get there. So we had to, it was a smaller plane. It wasn't the same kind of plane we flew to from the United States to Heathrow. And thank goodness my baby, like he wasn't terrible. But hey, El Style, I'm so glad to see you here. Anyway, I'm already, I didn't want to go to Africa first. Okay, so I'm already irritated, right? 14-hour layover, yotel didn't work out. So I've been walking around, sleeping in corners, like a damn specter in the airport, with a little baby, all right, for 14 hours. Now I'm on this little ass plane, flying again forever from England to Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. I get off the plane and y'all, I'm telling you, I felt like I was at home. I'm telling you, I swear to God. And it was so, first of all, it was surprising because I didn't expect nothing. I expected to get off that plane and just be irritated, the way that I'd been the whole way there. I did not expect this like rush of familiar, how do you say it? Like I've been there before, I was almost in tears. I was like, oh my God, like I'm home. Y'all, I'm telling you, it was crazy. I'm telling you, I can't explain it. Like, I really can't. I swear to God, that's really what I felt, So I calmed my ass right on down after that. And Tanzania is the most beautiful place. It is absolutely beautiful. And we didn't go to like the touristy spots because he's from there, so he can speak Swahili and all that stuff. So we stayed. It was beautiful. It was absolutely wonderful. Anyway, let me get back to the news, child. So, so the name of the video, so Experts Corner, hosted by Veronica Rose. The name of the video is Exploring the Mind of a Black Hat Hacker. Hi, Suna. Why did you not want to Africa? Was it just the long plane ride or just not the right time? It was the long plane ride. My baby was 3 years old. I didn't want to do it. The long plane ride, 3 years old, and we were only going to be there for 7 days. It took like 2 just to travel. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. Yeah, when done right, it's amazing. When done right, I totally agree. But this was not done right. But like I said, when I got there, I came to my senses and it was all good. If my husband wasn't there, it'd have been even better. My ex-husband. Let me move on before I tell y'all all my business. All right, exploring the mind of a black hat hacker. So she interviewed Jones Barasa, who's a director at Swift Intellect. Now, y'all, Mr. Barasa has an amazing resume. This gentleman is doing some amazing things over there in Kenya. Go to his LinkedIn, okay? His last name is Baraza. Okay, Jones Barraza. Look at his LinkedIn profile. See what I tell you. Okay, so he starts off by talking about a misconception. And I loved every one of these misconceptions when it comes to black hat hackers. Okay, he's talking about the hackers, all right? Not the pen testers and the other. The hackers is what he's talking about, okay? He said the first misconception is that there's this hooded guy, you know, locked in a dark room, hacking on a laptop. Now we know that shit ain't true, okay? The black hat could be the nice little old lady down the street selling cookies. Okay, that could be your black hat right there. All right. So he was like, don't do that. That's not it there. That's not what it is. Now the second one, let me tell you, he said another misconception is that black hat hackers are geniuses that are very good at what they do. That is 100% false, he said. 100%. He said, first of all, some of them don't know the tools or the systems, okay? They Google like everybody else. Like everybody else, okay? They're on Coursera taking courses, okay? They're on Udemy. They're not, maybe like a teeny tiny, those who are in APTs and shit, like they may be like, you know, big thinkers. But some of these other people, they're not. So he said the only thing is they're opportunistic. That's what they're opportunistic. To be opportunistic means taking advantage of circumstances with little regard for principles or the impact on others. Taking advantage of circumstances with little regard for ethics or rightness or anything, morality, or for other people. Now listen, do y'all know any opportunistic people? Let me list some for you. We got black hat siblings. Some people got black hat siblings, opportunistic, okay? Black hat spouses and romantic partners, okay? Am I the only one? Okay, maybe it's just me. Opportunistic people don't give a damn about morality, just trying to get what they can get and don't care who they hurt, okay? Some of us have black hat children. Listen, I'm not trying to get in your business, but what I do know is that some of us have black hat children, okay? And I ain't talking about the little bitty ones, okay? I'm talking about those older than you, okay? Yeah. Some of us got black hat co-workers, okay? And black hat parents. So I love that he said that, because black hat people are like every other person. You know, every other low down, dirty, don't give a damn about other people person. Okay? They just do it on the computer. Right? Listen. You said that's Hollywood for you. So he said another misconception is that they're enticed by money. Now we know this because they do it for different reasons. Right? They do it for different reasons. All of them, it just depends, you know, on why they're doing it. So now he said, so those are the misconceptions. So now getting in the mind of a black hat hacker. He said one thing that you need to know is that no target is too big or too small, okay? He said they don't discriminate. They really don't discriminate. which creates a false sense of security for like small businesses and just like regular people. El Spal, you said opportunists are in all walks of life. Absolutely. Absolutely. We may be opportunists at times, right? I could be a black hat news reporter on YouTube. Sure. He said another, oh, I like this too. He said they find the simplest way to get into a system. Listen, ain't nobody sitting around hours and hours and hours trying to get through an IDS and firewalls and, you know, zero architecture and all this other. Listen, they're on LinkedIn seeing who worked there, what they're doing. They're on Facebook. You know, the simplest way, you know, let me get in there through this person right here. I ain't got time for all that other stuff. That's why y'all be talking about users are the weakest link, right? Because that's where they see the most opportunity. You know, he said black hat hackers are not extraordinary. So get them off that pedestal, okay? Because they're not all that. They're not. So this was really great. Like, this was a very, very good interview. I like the information. He is like just full of information. He's amazing. So go ahead and sub to Experts Corner, hosted by Veronica Rose. She got a lot of good stuff on there. Okay, she's a lot of good stuff. All right. Next in the news, we have Convo courses. Now, I bought a training from Convo courses. He does RMF stuff, and he's really good. Because do you know him, Professor Black Ops? Because he doesn't just like teach you know, RMF stuff. Like he does it, right? So he tells you the story about how it happened and what could have happened and how it happened this way and what they actually used, and you know, he shows you the documents and all that. So I really like that, you know. And I didn't tell y'all, I postponed my my CAP exam. I was supposed to take it, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago or something, but child, I was not ready. Okay, so I postponed it to January. So now I have more time to understand it. So, but we're not going to talk about RMF. He has a video called, the video is called, "Is There Any Racial Issues in IT?" Now, that's not me. He wrote, listen, "Is there any racial issues in IT?" Not Convo courses. There's at least one grammatical issue. Okay, so let's, I don't know if you caught that. We change grammar a little bit. So he starts off and he says, and that's why I picked this video, okay? Because we were talking about this a little bit in the last news segment. He says racism is everywhere. Okay, now these are his ideas, all right? I'm just telling you what he's saying. For example, he said, he worked at organizations where they were very inclusive. Oh, you looked at his video, okay. Now, y'all tell me what you think about this. Okay, now, like I said, these are his thoughts, all right? And I agree with almost none of them. However, these are his thoughts, you know, from his perspective and all that. But, you know, y'all let me know what y'all think. Confidence lets you know when you're ready for anything. Yeah, and I'm not confident. Absolutely not. So he says racism is everywhere. He said he's worked at places where, you know, they were inclusive and people were, you know, about the work. He's really never experienced any blatant, you know, racism in any of his IT jobs. Now, he did say the military is a different animal. Okay, because it was definitely in the military and also law enforcement, because he worked for a bit, I guess, in law enforcement. He says so it's there. Yes, absolutely. But he said in IT, like in his jobs, he really has not, you know, seen that, you know. All right. Because, let me tell you why. He said, because IT is pure. So that's his words, pure. He said IT is pure. He said IT does not deal with people's emotions. He said it does not deal with all the elements we have to deal with in society. It's just about, does the system work or not? Okay. There's no, it's pure like that. Okay. Now listen, I love combo courses. He got some good stuff over there. So y'all go subscribe to combo courses. But I do not, I mean, the statement, what did he say? Oh, this is one example he gave for the companies he's worked for where there was no blatant racism. He said, for example, for a Black client, his company, may send a diverse team to show, hey, our company embraces this. We welcome your business and we want your money. So for a Black client, he said, the company would send a diverse team to show the Black client, hey, we appreciate diversity. We want to do business with you and we want your money. Okay. To me, that sounds like saying I got a Black friend to explain that you appreciate. So my thought is, okay, so who do you send to the white clients? You know, who do you send? Because what I'm thinking is, for a Black client, a white client, the female client, the male client, the client that's a little person, the differently abled client, I'm sending my best, period. Period. The white client goes see the same team the Black client saw. That the woman saw, that the man saw. If I'm really diverse, I'm not gonna count them and say, okay, we need 2 of these, 1 of those, and 1 of these, to send to show that I don't know. I'm not gonna spend time on it. I'm just saying, okay. Y'all go subscribe to Combo Courses. He does amazing stuff. His RMF videos are amazing. Okay, next in the news, we have Miss Nicole Young. All right. Her video is called Learn to Code with Project-Based Learning. So she says, learn whatever you're doing in IT, cybersecurity, don't matter. Learn from building real world problems, okay? Now, a couple years ago, I found this organization in France created by this billionaire, okay? He created this university called 42. He created it in France. Now, they've copied it here in the US, in Silicon Valley. But the one in France, okay, there are no instructors, none, no teachers at the university, not one, okay? Everything is project-based and real. They get the projects from businesses. They say, hey, business, what IT, security, whatever project do you have? Bring it over here, and these people are going to do it for you for nothing, okay? Now, when they're done, they end up being hired by, some of these companies. However, it's 100% project-based, no instructors. They gotta cook their own food in the kitchen. They gotta come up with their own schedules about who's gonna do what and when. All of that. It's called 42. It's in France. Now, the one in Silicon Valley, the website is 42.us.org. Okay, it's a nonprofit. No tuition. You ain't got to pay no tuition to get in. Okay, it is a university. No tuition. They have a rigorous process to get in, though. Okay, so you can't just be walking off the street talking about I want to do some projects. And so it's project based. It's absolutely project based, just like 42 in France. There are no teachers. There are no teachers. So in France, if you needed other assistance, you had to just find your own coach or mentor or something, okay? But the projects, at the one here in Silicon Valley, the projects are peer reviewed, okay? You give it to another team, and they review it. Like I said, there's no teachers in here. You don't get no grades, none of that shit, okay? So that's project-based learning at its finest, okay? So she said what project-based learning does is it makes it fun, because you can see something being created from start to finish, okay? It just makes it fun, right? And I'm thinking, how could that RMF training been project-based? I'm really thinking about that. Because it was awful. That 3-day boot camp was the worst. Okay. It was just an information dump and it was terrible. Okay. Which is why I feel like I'm not ready. One reason why I'm not ready. The training was awful. Okay. So now I got to take my own time, to really make up for what I could have gotten in a very well designed training for RMF, but that's okay. We're beyond that. I'm gonna do a project based my damn self, okay? She says project-based learning helps you connect the dots and bring meaning to the concepts. So someone that reached out to me for help with his CYSA. So let me tell you what he was doing. He was in a program where he was taking A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus together. He was learning all that content together. It was like over 3 months, I believe. Okay. And they were going to give him the certification, to get it. Shit, it takes 3 months just for Security Plus. That's a lot of information, but, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. There's no connection between learning the ports and doing the cryptography and it's crazy. It's crazy. And they feel like, oh, if we give them a cert, that'll make them come, and that'll encourage them. That's some bull malarkey. I'm telling you, it's not fun. It's very stressful, and you're not learning a lot. Okay. What you're learning is this is a shitty program. That's what you're learning. So she said it helped, and that kind of stuff. So one of his issues, the reason why he came to me was like, first of all, Cheryl, he said, I don't know where to start. Like there's so much I don't get, I don't even know like where to start, starting at chapter 1 is not helpful because I don't know what chapter 2 has to do with chapter 1 or what chapter 3 has to do with chapter 1 or chapter 4 with chapter 2 or, project-based learning gives you all that information in a way that makes damned sense. You can see the connection, between why you need to learn about ports and cryptography and, and firewall. You see the connection is right there, I'm telling you. But she's right about that. They really do that, okay? It took me a year for my Security Plus. Yes. It does. It absolutely does. It takes a while, and to just bombard somebody with all of that information is criminal. It's absolutely, somebody need to report them. It's criminal. So the third thing she said was to start building projects to build your portfolio. Now I just did my, so y'all know I do learning and development as well. That's where I came from, and I still do it. I'm not, So what I did, right? So for my Resume Plus, part of the Resume Plus is for me to show people how to create a resume. And a resume, like I said before, is not just that piece of paper that you put on USA Jobs for the machine to scan to see if your resume, if you type your name in Google, everything that come up, that's your resume. Everything. Okay. So what I did was I sent a letter to a company that's very, very well known for learning and development. Okay. Very forward thinking, all that. Now, as an example to show people, because I want to do it myself, and I just tell people, oh, this is a good idea to do. I want to do it myself and show you how I wrote the letter, what they said in response, what the next step was, and all of that, right? So I already been building my portfolio. So let me show it to you really, really quickly. This is not going to be a big thing. Let me see. So in my portfolio, I put not all, because I got a lot of stuff. I'd have been writing forever. Okay. I put my projects, that I've done over the years that have to do anything that had to do with learning and development, including the cybersecurity stuff. Okay. So now I want to create oh, here we go again with that flash and shit. I want to create a and I've already started my cybersecurity portfolio. Hold on a second. It's not going to work for me, I don't think. Let's try it again. Oh, shit. Hey y'all, I'm back. I don't know what the hell happened, but yeah, I don't think that's gonna work for me. So I'll have to show it to you the next time. But so it's and I did it on Google Sites, right? Ooh, that light is so bright. I did it on Google Sites, which is free. Okay, and it looks really good, actually. It really does. It looks very good. I gotta open my command prompt and put this on that other screen because it's so bright. All right, so where was I? So y'all go subscribe to Nicole.Young. Okay, she has really good coding stuff on there. Her lighting is amazing. Okay, and her hair is awesome. So please go ahead and look at her or subscribe to her. Oh, also, as far as for the project thing, now I asked Keep It Techie. Oh, did y'all see Keep It Techie tonight? He was being interviewed on you said it's a glitch in the matrix. I did see a black cat today that, yeah, that's what happened. Keep It Techie was on Soul Provider Speaks' channel. Okay. So I was in there for a little bit, but I had to get out so I could finish watching, the news videos and stuff. But I asked him, but if you guys know, so me and Doc West, the gentleman that's here sometimes and comes on camera with me, he is doing a Linux beginners course with Blacks in Cybersecurity, like on the 20th or something like that, right? He has content, but we do want to make it more project based instead of just telling them, this is the command for this and it does this and that's the command for that and this is how stuff works. If you all have any ideas for some simple for beginners, Linux projects for beginners that you've done or you've heard about, let me know, please. Like a 1 to 3 hour project, so that we can do that. Okay, next in the news, application security podcast. Y'all, this was one of my favorite interviews that I've seen so far. They interviewed Caroline Wong. All right. She is the state, she's the, hold on a second. So Application Security Podcast, the name of the video is Caroline Wong, the State of Penetration Testing. Caroline is the Chief Strategy Officer at Cobalt.io. All right, Cobalt.io. Now, first of all, this lady is one of the best speakers I've ever seen. Like, she really is. She speaks so well. Okay, she's very clear, very engaging. I mean, she's just awesome. Okay. So Caroline defines pen testing differently than I've seen it anywhere before. Okay. And after she gave this definition, I went online and looked at several definitions. Okay. So she defines pen testing as manual security testing that provides insight into an application security by systematically reviewing features and components. Okay, did y'all get that? Pen testing is manual security testing that provides insight into an application security by systematically reviewing features and components. Okay. Now there's 1.7 million different definitions of pen testing. Okay. I mean, I'm telling you, all kinds of definitions. All right. I like this one. She said the purpose of pen testing is to explore the complete application rather than one type of vulnerability or one particular section. Oh, you got to go, L Style. Okay, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Now, the interviewer asked a very interesting question. He said, what is the difference between pen testing and bug bounty? Okay, now where Caroline in her organization, they call it pen testing as a service. Okay, pen testing as a service. All right. So he said, tell me what the difference is between bug bounty and what you all do and the pen testing. Okay. So she gave the answer by telling about her company, like how it started. She said her company began as a bug bounty company. Okay, that's how they started. She said they were focusing on cryptocurrency related companies. Okay. She said in the life of the company as a bug bounty company, they had about 200 bug bounty projects, and they had accumulated thousands of bug bounty hunters. Okay, thousands. Okay, across those 200 projects. She said then about 5 years ago, they decided to stop hunting and focus on pen testing. So what they did, of the thousands of bug bounty hunters that they'd accumulated, they picked the top 100. Okay, they picked the top 100 and paid them for their effort and not for their findings. Now, I'm assuming, so when I was doing, we were creating that cybersecurity course that I talked about here, So me and Doc West, we interviewed a lot of different people. And one person we talked to, she was a bug bounty hunter. I forget what organization she worked for, but she did that kind of stuff, right? And it's really fascinating. And I've seen a lot of different channels of people who do that for a living. They do. Y'all saw that was a #1 career on the cybersecurity list, right? Is bug bounty hunting. So they're good. I'm figuring out of thousands of bug bounty hunters, the top 100 are good. Like, they're pretty good. Okay. So she said and that's the difference, right? So she said the difference between bug bounty and pen testing is bug bounty is open and very competitive. I can only imagine, okay? But it's open. However you find the damn thing, okay? Just find it, all right? Pen testing as a service, she said, there is a very clear methodology that they use, okay? And it's collaborative. They work as a team to do this work, okay? Whereas bug bounty, is every man for himself, basically, okay? Now here's a question. Let me ask y'all this question. Tell me what you think, okay? This is a great question. So the interviewer told her about a place that he knew about or had been working with, where the people creating the applications were security people. They were security people, okay? That's what they did, but they were also developers, okay? So his question was, and I think this was the question of the organization too, if we have security people creating our applications, do we need pen testing? Was the question. Okay. What do y'all think? If you have people who know the importance, the steps, they're immersed in all this, CVE stuff, OWASP, like they know all that. Okay. If you have them developing programs, creating applications, do you need pen testing? So Caroline said, hell yeah. Because each of us is human. Like everybody in here, I don't care how much you know, I don't care. You have blind spots, biases, and gaps in your knowledge. I don't care how many PhDs. Well, it don't matter. Okay. So absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. If we say trust but verify, that applies to you too. That applies to me too. Okay. Because you have blind spots. You do it. I'm a writer. I love writing. I can write my arse off. I write my arse off. I do. Okay. But I make mistakes. Okay. Because I see it all the time, I miss things. So you know how when you write a word, like you say the words in your mind as you're typing or you're writing, so you read those words when you go back over and you don't realize, oh, you left out an E or you misspelled this word. You don't see that, okay? Because you're reading it, in your head, and you're reading it correctly. You're not pronouncing it, as it's misspelled, okay? So yeah, you absolutely need somebody else to look at your shit. I don't care if you are a security person, all right? Yes, you absolutely still need pen testing, Professor Black Ops. Yeah, she said trust but verify, even with security people. Now, should I attempt this again? Let me put it on a different screen, because what I want to show you, she created a report. This is the most fascinating thing, y'all. Now, if this thing don't act right, I'm gonna be real upset. Okay, but I'm gonna do it on this screen over here. Let me see if it works. So let me tell you, look it up yourself just in case mine goes haywire again, okay? Where is it? The report is called, did I get it here? Damn it, I might have to do it again. The report is called The State of Pen Testing 2020. Oh, Lord, that's a bright light. My goodness. Okay, so go to just type that in Google. Type in State of Pen Testing 2020, okay? This is, okay. Oh my God. All right, there I go. Oh, child. Listen, the devil don't want me to be great today. He don't want me to be great. All right, so it's called the state of pen testing. Now let me see if I can share this thing again. Okay. Let me see if I can share it again. There we go. It's acting right. Okay. Now this is the thing here. This is you gotta download this. You just gotta put in your information, you know, your first name, last name, email, whatever. Download this damn report, okay? Because it's amazing. So she says, so the report is about which web application security vulnerabilities can be found reliably using machines and which require human expertise to manually identify. Okay, so that's what the report is primarily about. Now, so here it is, right? Application types tested. So these are the kinds of things they tested, mostly web apps, but also web plus API, external network, all that. Categories of vulnerabilities discovered. This is for across web applications. So these are the 5, okay, across applications. Now she said something real interesting about the OWASP list, but let me do this first before I tell you that. Now okay, here you go. Humans win, she says, at finding business logic bypasses, race conditions, and chained exploits. So business logic, what is it called? Bypasses. She said these are exploits with a flaw in the design. For example, forgot my password flow. Being able to change the price of something. And anything in general that evades the approval in a flow is a business logic thing, and something that human beings, you know, are more adept at catching than machines. Race conditions is race. She said the race to open a file and the file is not locked down. That can be an application security issue. Okay, that humans, you know, are better at detecting than machines. Chained exploits. That's like combining vulnerabilities. Okay, she said it is not possible for machines to identify chained exploits. Okay, it's something more that it's a human machine type thing. Okay, so humans and machine, because there's really intense, you know, work you got to do and all that. So it's about that together, you know, about being able to find that together. Now there are some, she said, that humans nor machines can find, you know, apart. Now this is another one together, right? And that's authorization vulnerabilities. For example, an IDOR, which is an insecure direct object references. Okay, so that requires a coming together of human and machine. Okay, and finally with this, I told you this was really nice, a very, very nice interview. But I just want to give this one last thing. She said, and I really do love this. So she has something called, so you have the software development lifecycle, right? Well, she has the secure software development lifecycle. That's what she calls it. And she says, like, moving to the left isn't good enough. Hey, Keep It Techie, how are you? I saw you tonight on that interview with, oh, you saw me. I think he put my thing up on there when I said, hi, Keep It Techie. I forget his name, but I got to go look at his videos. I hadn't seen him before until I saw you on there. So the user gets unvalidated access to an object through their supplied input. Okay, so she said humans and machines have to come together to find those kind of exploits. All right, so this whole report, she has key takeaways here. Identifying a vulnerability is not the same as assessing the risk it presents. And something she said that I wanted to end with, as far as, now these are the ones where the machine wins. The machine does better than humans at finding these kinds of things. So y'all go download this thing, okay? It's so interesting. It's very good. And she's an amazing person. She's on LinkedIn. Her name is Caroline Wong. It's called The State of Pen Testing 2020. All right? Now let me get this out of here. This light about the I feel like a vampire over here. Let me see. Ciao. I put my where's my command prompt? Ooh, y'all see the difference? I need a black screen over here. So she says there's a lot of focus on finding vulnerabilities, and there is. But she says she prefers to focus on fixing the vulnerability, which is why I am so passionate about not telling people, especially people who are just coming into the profession. Everything is hacking, hacking, hacking. Let's hack, let's practice. I don't care if you do say ethical. I don't give a damn. Stop it with the hacking, please. Can we stop? What is the end game? What's the end game? Hacking for what? Okay. You're trying, what is it? At least right now, is protection, right? And security. Okay. So why can't we practice protection? And yes, that practicing protection will also include you creating a virus, for example, putting it somewhere and then protecting against it. But the end game is protection. Okay. We got to do something about that. This language is driving me nuts. Okay. I can't take it. If I hear one more thing about let's have a course on hacking, I'm a blow up. I'm a blow up. I can't take it. I can't take it. Oh my goodness. All right. So what time is it? 10:43. Well, this has been your Security in the Black News Hour with Cheryl Abram. Okay. Now here I'm going to provide you some profitable cybersecurity news, which is news you can use, okay, to profit. You can use all this stuff to profit. Now, profit isn't just money. You know that, right? Okay. You can profit in various ways, when you get the information that you need. Am I right or am I right? Okay. Thank y'all so much for being here tonight. I appreciate every single one of you. Okay. And I was expecting to see somebody in here, unless he in the bushes. He could be in my bushes. Okay, just not saying nothing, but we'll see. So that's all I have for tonight. Thank you all so much, so much. And I'm going to see you again this weekend because I want to talk about that new CYSA. We got to talk about that. Okay. Yes. And I will see you back here next time. Y'all have a good night.